Yo, what's good? I appreciate everyone for always tuning in, liking, commenting your thoughts. And I got some good ones for us today. Hopefully, y'all like it and we could continue to do this thing. I got to be better. I'm going to hold myself accountable, upload more. It's just locked in on something else, but we about to get locked back in on these conspiracy theories, these weirdness. And, hopefully we can find the truth or what we deem is the truth. So let's get right to it.
Since its founding in 1921, the CFR has produced 21 Secretaries of War and Defense, 19 Treasury Secretaries, 18 Secretaries of State, and 16 CIA Directors. The Council's journal, Foreign Affairs, has pushed for world government for over 90 years. In its first year of publication, 1922, it declared, "Obviously, there is going to be no peace or prosperity for mankind so long as it remains divided into 50 or 60 independent states. The real problem today is that of world government."
When you put all of that together, you recognize that the CFR, the Trilateral Commission, is nothing more but an elaborate attempt to, as they say themselves, make an end run around national sovereignty, diminish the independence and autonomy of the United States, and merge it into this global governing institution that they, of course, foresee themselves running. Some of the prominent members of the CFR, Council on Foreign Relations: George Herbert Walker Bush, Bill Clinton, Sandra Day O'Connor, Dick Cheney, Les Aspin, Colin Powell, Robert Gates, Brent Scowcroft, Jesse Jackson Sr., Mario Cuomo, Dan Rather, Tom Brokaw, David Brinkley, John Chancellor, Marvin Kalb, Diane Sawyer, Barbara Walters, Cyrus Vance, Paul Volcker, Henry Kissinger, George Shultz, Bruce Babbitt, Howard Baker, Samuel Berger, Elaine Chao, Dianne Feinstein, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Chuck Hagel, Gary Hart, John McCain, George Mitchell, Bill Moyers, Jay Rockefeller, Donna Shalala, Strobe Talbot, Fred Thompson, Robert Zoellick, Richard Nixon, Hubert Humphrey, George McGovern, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, John Anderson, Walter Mondale, Michael Dukakis, Al Gore, John Kerry, on and on. I mean, you notice first of all that you're talking Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and liberals. You're talking people in every area of government and news media. You're talking education establishment. You're talking basically the key establishment institutions of the country are all infiltrated with Council on Foreign Relations members. Why is this institution so powerful that no matter whether it's a Republican or a Democrat in the White House, they are going to fill their administration with members of the CFR?
It's taken me 25 years to come to the conclusion that I have come to. And I want to tell you that one of the biggest things I discovered in my work was the existence of a supranational committee composed of 300 men called the Committee of 300, also known in intelligence circles as the Olympians.
300 people you've never heard of. They don't hold office, they don't give speeches, they don't campaign, they don't need your vote. And he's not talking about the secret societies you've heard 100 times. This is what the headlines never touch.
This is the committee that runs the world. Now, in my book, The Committee of 300, I name every one of them. This is not a book that talks about they. It gives you specifics.
Now, this is one of those videos that rarely stays visible for long. But what you're about to watch will explain a lot of the strange things happening in the world right now. So, let's get right into it.
Who and what is the Committee of 300? Well, I've dealt with that. I've told you this is a supranational body that knows no boundaries, respects the laws of no countries. The first time that they were publicly announced was by a German socialist by the name of Walter Rathenau. Now, I'll give you some background of Walter Rathenau. He was the financial advisor to the Kaiser of Germany, and he was also the financial advisor to the Rothschilds, the French family Rothschild. So he must have known what he's talking about. He made an astonishing statement in 1934. He said, there is a committee of 300 men that rule the world. They are known only to each other and nothing happens without their consent.
This isn't about symbols, or handshakes, or a club everyone already suspects. This is the top of the chain. At least that's his claim. The structure nobody sees. And as this man will explain, every organization has its place. They all fit into a hierarchy. But at the very top, 300 people. Pay attention to this part.
I came across this quite by accident when I was serving in Africa, in Angola, and I was given a series of documents which were only supposed to be handed in to top-level people. They were what we call above the top level of classification of intelligence documents. And there I discovered that whilst I thought I was in Africa fighting against the invasion of the communists, I was in fact fighting to introduce socialist regimes in the black African countries, and that I was actually working for a committee called the Committee of 300, also known in intelligence circles as the Olympians.
This isn't someone guessing from the sidelines. He's describing a moment where the story didn't match the mission. He thought he was fighting one enemy. Then he claims he realized he was building something else entirely. And that raised a different kind of question. Not who's in charge, but how high the chain really goes. His name is Dr. John Coleman, and he frames this as a 25-year-old investigation shaped by intelligence-level access. Let's keep going.
In 1986, I wrote a work called Mind Control, Metaphysics, Extremely Low Frequency Radiation and Weather Modifications. And in that work, July the 8th, 1986, I said that the top-level intelligence organization in the United States was the National Reconnaissance Office, far bigger than the CIA and any of the other intelligence agencies. And by the way, we have about 10 different ones in the United States. I even had the audacity to give the address of this organization. 3 weeks ago, Mr. Sam Donaldson, the gentleman who wears that beautiful toupee so effectively, he came on with the program in prime time, and he said, this is one of the biggest scoops that ABC has ever had. And he told about the National Reconnaissance Organization. The exact same thing that I published 8 years earlier. I tell you this to set the stage so that you'll understand I do have some experience and that I know that of which I speak.
So here's what he's doing. He's not just making a claim. He's planting a marker in time, 1986. And he says he named the organization before the public was even supposed to know it existed.
Now the secret identity of this one eye.
Now, it's really baffling to me. You know, is it related to the 13 families that they talk about in the NRO? It's bigger than the CIA, all of them other organizations. And it just, like, you got to really ask yourself, like, how manipulated are we? And will we ever discover the truth in our lifetime? And will people be able to handle the truth? Whatever it is, for me personally, I'm going to accept it. Whatever it is, whatever the truth may be, I just hopefully I could figure out the truth or learn the truth in my lifetime, regardless of how shocking it may be to my psyche. But these some bad guys here, y'all. The mass manipulation is so strategic. It's like they probably been playing and stuff like this for generations. Like, and it makes you wonder, have they been utilizing AI before AI even been commercially known?
Lies in the heart of this religion that lives, breathes, feeds and grows deep inside of Freemasonry. And Freemasonry camouflages it very successfully. So it goes undetected and undisturbed until it ultimately fulfills a thing called the Great Work. That's what they call it. And they will succeed very shortly. Nothing can stop it now. And I think some of you can sense that something's coming. And who do we trust more than anyone in the world right now? This bloke. And there he is, giving the sign of the hidden hand in front of the whole world. The hidden hand sign is technically called the sign of the master of the second veil in Freemasonry. Veil, get it? Meaning hidden.
Ford didn't file just one patent. They filed a stack of them, all within months of each other. Are you sitting down? Get this. This Ford technology patent doesn't just watch you. This one puts you in jail. Ford filed a patent, serial number 0104469, where the system takes your biometric data, your face, your iris, and your fingerprint, and it runs it through a criminal database in real time. While you're sitting in your own truck, think about what that means. You wake up one morning, you walk out to your driveway, you climb into a vehicle with your name on the title, on property with your name on the deed, and before you go anywhere, before you've done a single thing wrong, your truck is already running your face through a law enforcement database. Ford's own patent language describes this as potentially useful for police. They wrote that. Ford wrote that into the patent application. So the question isn't whether this technology can be abused. Ford already told you who it's for. You just didn't know that you were buying
a lot
a
of
cop
things
car.
happening today that could potentially.
What's so like disturbing about a lot of this stuff is like it's being experimented in different places. Like if we pay attention to China with their social system, they say India have been experimenting with the biometrics, and I don't know. I think it was Sweden. I'm not sure. I think I saw a report on Sweden. They already got the little chips in their hand, but to get in the houses, credit cards, all types of stuff. So I believe every place is slowly experimenting, then they gonna just mass overhaul the US with a lot of these different programs. And maybe that's why they building all these data centers so it could be strategically connected and the program could run smooth. But my main concern with these data centers, the way it eat up water, then they gonna sit up here and put regulations on water, possibly, control the water. Raise the water prices even more. Shut off your water during days. I mean, look at California, for example, just the water issues that it's been having through the years. And I believe we just so divided over so many different things, we ain't really realizing that a lot of people, I believe it was the United Nations, they voted, could be wrong, or the World Economic Forum, one of them major groups said that it's not a human right to have water. So I can't wash my butt, can't wash my face, brush my teeth, drink water to stay hydrated. It's becoming a very dangerous game these guys are playing. And I feel like if we don't wake up as a group, as the masses, we all might have chains around our neck if we don't have metaphor.
Limit our risk of severe weather later tonight, but if they don't change the atmosphere, then we're still primed for severe weather tonight.
Is the conspiracy about Arby's true? Is Arby's McDonald's 2.0? Tell me how many people you know walk into this establishment and buy all of this meat, because that's all I see right there. This Arby's shit is about to hit the fan. Why does the menu have people acting like that? What the fuck? And this is the menu he's talking about. You got people that work in Arby's that say the customer walk-in don't add up with the money that they're supposed to be getting. So how is Arby's still in business? So I had to jump down that rabbit hole. Mind you, Arby's has been dealing with the same rumors since 19.
And then I believe they bought Buffalo Wild Wings. Where's the money coming from? They probably get grants from the government. It's a whole psyop. Poison you with this fake meat. Speculation. All in theory. May not be true. may actually be real meat. I don't know. It can be wrong. Just talking for entertainment purposes.
97. And the rumor is the roast beef isn't roast beef. Ever since 2012, when that 14-year-old boy bit into a piece of Arby's sandwich, a piece of a finger was in his mouth, part of it was in a sandwich, shit ain't been the same. You heard what I just said? Someone bit into an Arby's sandwich and there was a human finger in his sandwich. Allegedly, a worker was cutting meat and sliced her finger off, but it was in the sandwich. Mind you, that happened more than one time on different occasions. Another worker, quote unquote, sliced their thumb off and it was in a sandwich. And I'm not telling you not to eat Arby's. I'm telling you to go down that rabbit hole. People that worked at Arby's had a couple of things to say about Arby's.
Another place that India leads, but there's a lot more that all of you can be involved in driving forward, is this digital public infrastructure. You know, no country is more able to take government benefits and get them out efficiently and effectively to their citizens than India. You know, you would have expected.
Question: have the United States not have been getting benefits to its citizens efficiently? I don't know. I feel like the current system pretty decent. They're always trying to upgrade something. In a minute, 2040, 2050, they'll say, well, we feel like life is unnecessary. We want everybody to plug into this program and join the matrix.
Rich countries or others to do that, but in fact, they did not. And so that basic structure that starts with identity and bank accounts and payments is just foundational. And as part of this visit, I'm now seeing how that foundation built out in agriculture with profiles of farmers to understand what they need and give them advice, built out with health records, so that only with infectious diseases, but the challenge that's coming in the future.
Walmart is not content with using facial recognition. They have a patent for emotional recognition, because it's not enough to know who you are, it's not enough to know what you're looking at, but I need to know what you think about it as you're looking at it. And I wish I were making this up. They have a patent for emotional recognition to read the looks on people's faces and decide, does somebody look bored? Does somebody look happy? Do they look angry? I'm sure that will never be weaponized against us.
The data centers are a cover-up. Let me explain. If you had a giant subterranean underground city and you needed to get large amounts of fresh water to it, how would you do that? You couldn't just take it. People would revolt. But if you convinced them that it was necessary and that the water was needed for data centers that would create jobs and a massive influx of money for the local economy, maybe people would think about it. I think our government knows about an event that's about to unfold.
Oh, that would be crazy. If they actually doing that, they building these underground super cities. That's like what's that Matt Damon movie? Elysium. I think that's it. And they have these super medical beds that can regenerate limbs, heal cancer or cure cancer, remove tumors, whatever the ailment that's plaguing you, they can fix it. Bro, gals, this is diabolical. Like, we don't really know, but remember, it was a lady not too long ago. I'm pretty sure I put the video up in one of the videos. We can always go back to it. I'm gonna try to find it and plug it into the next video. She literally said that since, I believe, the 60s, that they've been building like a lot of our taxpayer money been going to these underground super cities. I believe she even said it's been over billions or trillions spent on this. That's where the elite's gonna go. They gonna be all right down there. Are we gonna be all right up here? Time reveals all, but when things get revealed, it might not be good. Hope not. Not trying to fear monger. You know, life may carry on. All this aliens, demons, biblical prophecies, we will know in the end. One of the scariest ones about the biblical prophecies, we live in post Satan's run. That's crazy. Jesus and all of it, he already came back, did his 1-2, beat the Antichrist, and they know this happened, and that's why they trying to create another biblical prophecy, another biblical war. Because like they know we at the end, we the ones that was left behind or something. That'd be I've seen that theory. I was like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with that one.
What that event is, I have no idea. But with all of the dead space scientists, one can put 2 and 2 together. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
One data center uses 2.5 million litres of water per day. That is the same amount of water usage as the entire city of Athlone, with 21,000 people. And we have 82 data centres in this country. So you do the maths, we've 18 more on the way. If the lack of water is now a major impediment to actually putting roofs over the heads of people affected by the housing crisis, how on earth are we continuing to allow data centres that are sucking up vast amounts of the inadequate water resources available to us to go into these data centres to make profits for a tiny number of companies? Are you looking at their water usage and the extent to which it is now actually an obstacle to us having the water necessary to build the homes we need to address the housing?
And this go back to one of the conundrums for me when it comes to like voting. If I have millions of billions that I could give you as a politician, why would the guy that just could vote, he really doesn't contribute anything to you or your campaign? What he wants out of you and what he wants you to do, why does it matter? When I got this billionaire giving me millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, changing my lifestyle, who I'm going to listen to and make sure their wants is done more? The average individual or this 1 to 10% individual? So that's the thing that I always was like, I believe we always in this cycle of things, because no matter who people vote for, just no matter how people feel about the guy, Mr. Trump, orange man in office currently, hey, he gave them billionaires. Hey, the taxes ain't looking bad for them currently. So he doing what's best for them. You know, the guys that's talking, we would never be able to talk to this man one-on-one. Some of them actually able to call this man and have conversations. So that's the one thing that always boggled my mind. Like, you think you really have influence? People always say vote. I'm not saying don't vote. I'm not saying do vote. The choice is yours. All I'm saying is, do you really think your vote is swaying anything? No matter what, whoever's in, they still have obligations. They shook hands to get to certain places. You think you doing something with word of mouth? Oh, now, just to me, maybe I'm a fool. Time reveals all.
AI inside of your brain. Sam Altman, the man behind OpenAI, has just revealed a new startup working on brain-computer technology designed to link human brains directly to AI. The company looking to do this is called Merge Labs, and they've just raised $252 million with OpenAI reportedly their biggest investor. So what's the plan? Well, Merge Labs says it wants to connect biological brains with AI to enhance human ability. This isn't sci-fi anymore, as Elon Musk's Neuralink has already implanted brain chips into humans, including paralyzed patients who can now interact with computers using thought alone. But Altman's version could be less invasive. Instead of implants, Merge Labs is exploring ways to send signals from your brain using things like ultrasound. Supporters say this could restore lost abilities or even boost intelligence and creativity. Altman has been thinking about this for years. Back in 2017, he wrote that humans may need to merge with AI to keep up, or risk being left behind entirely. So is this the future of humanity, or just the start of something much darker? Either way you look at it, the line between Black Mirror and real life
For me, the biggest concern about that is, who says like these AI bots can't take over your body? get out situation or erase your consciousness in totality. You cease to exist. The probably the best option you probably put it in the back seat, or who knows, depending on the situation, just get you up out of there, because they might, yet again, who says they might want to live the actual human experience. And if I could get your soul consciousness up out of there, oh man, I can have a gravy time. And then with these AI bots being so advanced, who knows how they could prolong their lives with, biotech or whatever. It's always concerns. That's something that I don't think nobody talks about. You could really get override.
Of Scary Movie 2 that has its very own Mandela effect. Do you know about this?
No.
The quote, "Take my little hand," is the correct quote, right? From the film.
Yes.
But everybody
Take my good hand.
thinks it's "take my strong hand."
Yeah, it is take my strong hand. Take my strong hand.
No, it's "take my little hand," and my mind blew today.
Really? I thought it was
that.
take my strong hand.
You take my little hand. No, get it away from.
Marla, they trying to get us. They trying to give me Michael Jackson. And I knew that was fake. They just revealed the damn words to the Lion King. And now they trying to change the words on a classic movie. And you seen how you went to that stage and you met strong hand. You know it. You wrote it, nigga. They trying to get you. You gotta watch our backs, boys.
I took the liberty of writing down the 11 scientists and engineers who've either gone missing or been found dead under mysterious circumstances in the United States over the past 2 years, and I have it right here. Number 1, Amy Eskridge. She was found dead in June 2022. She was the one who came out and said she was being targeted and followed and then was found dead not long later. She was researching anti-gravity propulsion systems and electrostatic propulsion systems. Number 2, Michael David Hicks. He was found dead in July 2023. He was researching Earth space observation systems, so things like near-Earth objects and comets. Number 3, Frank Maywald. He was found dead in July 2024. He was working on planetary robotics systems like the Mars rover. Number 4, Anthony Chavez. He went missing in May 2025. Not much is known about what he was researching, but he had clearance at the Los Alamos National Lab. That's where they do the nuclear stuff. Number 5, Monica Reza went missing in June 2025. She was working on orbital communication systems. Number 6, Melissa Casillas went missing June 2025. Again, not much is known about what she was researching, but she did have very high security clearance at Los Alamos National Lab. Number 7, Steven Garcia went missing August 2025.
3 years ago that.
For me, I always think about the 3-body problem. That's what's going on currently. Something is removing these guys that stumbled across something that they shouldn't have, or is it a government force or even an outside force that no one knows about? Could it be a foreign government snatching people up to learn things? And I hope that they're alive, they're well. But there's some wild things brewing nowadays. Next thing we look up, they're going to talk about dinosaurs came back. They ran away from the lab.
We kill people for this? Is she not listening? What is she doing? She's still doing it? What? We told her we were going to kill her 3 years ago. So I have these two different scenarios floating constantly in my life where I have people being like, do it, do it, do it. You're the one, do it. And then I have multiple people being like, they're gonna kill you. Don't do it. They're gonna kill you.
What happened to Amy Eskridge? She is now one of the 11 missing scientists that we've been hearing about lately. Compared to the other missing scientists, Amy's story has a lot more layers of strangeness surrounding it. Anti-gravity technology, human beings from 52,000 years in the future, disclosure, and other strange topics. Let's look at some of this strangeness that surrounded Amy Eskridge.
And basically ultra-terrestrials are like, he talks about extraterrestrial. Extra implies that they're from somewhere else, from the outside. Extra implies they're from not here, from ultra. ultra terrestrial.
They're from the doggy.
They're not necessarily from the outside. They're from here.
Oh,
They're
so
from-
they're like ascended beings, or
No.
so then they're you, high
No.
IQ.
No,
What are
they're not ascended. They look like you and me. They look like you and me. If you don't know, I don't know. Am I one? I don't know. I was born in Huntsville, Alabama, in the West Wing of Huntsville Hospital in Madison County, Alabama. On a Saturday, I'll tell you. The ultra terrestrials, I think, have you heard of the P52s and the P47s? Do you know what that is? They're us from the future. They're from here. They are you. They are me. They're from here, from the future. P47 is present plus 47,000 years. P52 is present plus 52,000 years. And basically there's a calamity, right? So there's like a apocalypse scenario in the near future. It wipes out most of like everything, man. And there's the ones that go underground and survive, right? And then there's the ones that somehow stay on the surface and miraculously don't die. Number 6 is anti-gravity. The 6th force is anti-gravity. That's what my group has a mathematical equation to physically describe. We have 6th force on lockdown. And then 7th force is basically energy into matter into energy, which sounds like what? A portal, man. If you can energy matter, you can like download yourself into a new whatever through a portal. I don't know what Huntsville is. Huntsville is the biggest fucking deal on the planet that you have never heard of. No, it is. No, like Huntsville is the Silicon Valley of government national security technology and intelligence community technology and aerospace technology. Huntsville is like the hub. Like we are number 3 on the first strike launch list. If first strike happens, 3 targets, Huntsville will be one of them. Alabama. This is Alabama, dude, in the deep south. We're in the top 3 first strike.
But
And
you're
it's
out
because you
as
haven't
fast
heard
as-
of us. We're in the top 3 first strike because you haven't heard of us. That's why. It's on purpose. So we need to get that out there credibly before we disclose. Otherwise, it's like Alabama, podunk, redneck motherfuckers. They don't know anti-gravity. You know what I mean? Gah! Yeah, no, dude. I started the Institute for one reason. The Institute. I started it as a public-facing persona to disclose anti-gravity technology through. Because, I told Mark this, if you stick your neck out in public, at least someone notices if your head gets chopped off. If you stick your neck out in private, fuck you. They will bury you. They will burn down your house while you're sleeping in your bed, and it won't even make the news.
Well, things take a wild turn. I somewhat believe her. I think what she was on about is true. Now, coming from foundational Black Americans' perspective, never seen black aliens. That somewhat concerns me. In the P52, P47, P52, the images that's circling, it could be fake, but let's just say those are real. Don't look too much like a brother. So, and you know, a lot of people like that says, but what is it? Where's the black aliens? And let's just get away from race a little bit and go to probably the biggest problem here. Who is who? What's the agenda? Oh, you're going to cause this event, and I'm lying to you so you can cause the event. The manipulation is, I give you this technology telling you, hey, this will help you. But in actuality, it's going to lead you down the road or the path that I want you to go down. So we just got to stick together, eat healthy, open our minds, use the golden rule, treat those how you want to be treated, love yourself, and continue to be the best person you could be. Hopefully, in due time, with that mindset, things could get better. Because it's on us, no matter what. We have to do better to get better. I appreciate everyone. Love everyone. Truly, I got love for the fellow man, my fellow woman, especially those that work hard and try their best every single day. We all deal with our own problems. As long as we stick together, we may pull through. Catch y'all beautiful people next time.